The Queen shares 1952 snap of Charles and Anne with a camera to mark World Photography Day. Kate Middleton and Prince William, both 39, celebrated World Photography Day. The couple shared snaps from the youngest finalists of Duchess's Hold Still project. Intimate portraits represented the UK during the pandemic as seen by teens. Meanwhile, the Queen, 95, also shared a throwback photo of family at Balmoral. 1952 image shows young Prince Charles and Princess Anne playing with camera. The royal family have marked World Photography Day by celebrating some of Britain's youngest photographers. Kate Middleton and Prince William, both 39, took to social media to highlight the pictures taken by Hold Still's youngest finalists to mark today's event. The Duchess, who is a keen amateur photographer, launched the Hold Still initiative during lockdown and asked the public to submit their images which capture the period for a digital exhibition. She was then joined by a panel of 5 judges to select the best photos from more than 31,000 submitted for the nationwide contest, and said she was overwhelmed by the response and that it was so hard to whittle the images down to a top 100. Meanwhile, the Queen, 95, also marked the special day by posting several throwback photographs, including one image taken at Balmoral in 1952 as she showed a young Prince Charles and Princess Anne how to use a camera. 3 images were shared in a tweet on the royal family's official social media page, with the post reading, "This World Photography Day, here are a few moments where the Queen has been pictured behind the lens." The snap of Prince Charles and Princess Anne at Balmoral is perhaps particularly poignant given that the monarch is currently holidaying at her Scottish home. Meanwhile, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge were also keen to celebrate the day. Sharing a tweet on their official page today, they penned, "Photography has an amazing ability to create a lasting record of what we have all experienced and are experiencing. That's why this World Photography Day we wanted to celebrate the youth of the Hold Still 2020 photography project and share images from the youngest finalists." She continued, "There is so much talent, creativity and curiosity displayed in each and every one." The youngest Hold Still finalist was 4-year-old Connie, from Cheltenham, Gloucestershire, who took a picture of their mother cutting her partner's hair without them noticing. Primrose, a 12-year-old from South Brant, said photography club was one of her favorite parts of lockdown. Meanwhile, 17-year-old Marcella took an intimate picture of her mother homeschooling her little brother when schools were closed. Earlier this year, Kate released a new book, Hold Still, A Portrait of Our Nation in 2020, which features 100 final poignant and personal portraits selected from 31,000 entrants. It topped the bestseller list on its first day of release. The book includes an introduction from Kate, in which she explains why launching Hold Still was so important to her. She writes, "When we look back at the COVID-19 pandemic in decades to come, we will think of the challenges we all faced, the loved ones we lost, the extended isolation from our families and friends and the strain placed on our key workers. But we will also remember the positives, the incredible acts of kindness, the helpers and heroes who emerged from all walks of life, and how together we adapted to a new normal. Through Hold Still, I wanted to use the power of photography to create a lasting record of what we were all experiencing, to capture individuals' stories and document significant moments for families and communities as we lived through the pandemic." She goes on, "For me, the power of the images is in the poignant and personal stories that sit behind them. I was delighted to have the opportunity to speak to some of the photographers and sitters, to hear their stories firsthand, from moments of joy, love and community spirit, to deep sadness, pain, isolation and loss." A common theme of those conversations was how lockdown reminded us about the importance of human connection and the huge value we place on the relationships we have with the people around us. Although we were physically apart, these images remind us that, as families, communities and as a nation, we need each other more than we had ever realized.